Sure, right,
you know,
right.
Just like some string noise.
Probably. Right.
Yeah.
But now I hear it and I want it there now. Can we put a bell tone in that part?
Well. Ready? Let's do it again.
Hi, this is Tom Tier, drummer for Coffin Rites. Here in the studio recording some new tracks for the upcoming release.
So this is our second full-length album. This process has been a lot different than the first record. Drums are more detailed with the bigger room, a lot more takes. The songs are a lot more busy, if you will.
So the second album, I think I've just sort of tried to write a little bit more to suit the guitar parts, let the guitar parts breathe a little bit more.
I think from an influence standpoint, everybody's influences are a lot more present and evident with this one. I mean, we all love metal, and that's the common thread, and we all love death metal and that whole thing. We wanted to try and incorporate everybody's influences while still having a lot more of a succinct sound. And I really think Tom just killed it on this record. His songwriting on this album, in my humble opinion, is way eclipses the last record. It's way more inventive, it's way more his style. You can hear the hardcore influence, you can hear the punk rock influence, but we're still a death metal band, and I love that.
These guys have always been open to me basically coming up with parts, kind of ideas, or changing things, or even some guitar stuff or whatever. Everybody's pretty diplomatic in this band all the way around. If anyone has an idea, it's always fair.
This one I think feels a lot more cohesive as a unit, and it feels like the songs belong together a lot.
The new album has elements of hardcore and stuff that aren't necessarily straight up death metal also. So there's definitely parts where I feel a little bit more comfortable.
If there's one thing that Tom does is he hits hard. He hits hard and he hits loud. He's by far the loudest drummer I've ever played with. But Tom's biggest thing is everything needs to be precise, everything needs to be heavy, everything needs to be, full 10 or go home. And that's the way he treated this recording. It's just bonkers to me, the amount of sweat that guy put into doing this record. I mean, it was just, you just could watch you could literally watch his deodorant foam up in his arms from playing so hard. It's a lot of thrash beats. It's a ton of fills. There's a lot of blasts. The blast sections are longer. It isn't just playing hard and playing loud, but playing hard and playing loud and playing with intensity while you're playing much more technical parts and much more, I would argue, faster parts for the majority of the album. Busier parts, definitely the majority of the album.
If you're going into this album completely fresh, we are, just a death metal band that tries to explore various other influences without getting too far away from straight up death metal. And if you're familiar with our older stuff, I would say this is just a progression from that. I think stronger songs, more intense parts, better guitar parts.
So I would say that if there's one word that describes Human Race as a new album from Coffin Rites, I would say it's intense. I'll use that word. I think it's a big record. I think it's a thick record. And I feel that you can really hear the intensity that all of us are playing with.
You're just going to warm up to one of the hardest songs on the record? I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. Maybe because it's hard for me, I assume it's hard for you.